morning, guys. We are in, I think it's Mundo, South Dakota this morning. We've got about an hour ahead of us this morning, but we're heading out to the Rosebud Reservation, which is, it's near Mission, South Dakota. It's one of the poorest counties in the country. But that's one of the areas we're covering for Native, which is our bison documentary. We're also going to be doing a Meet My Neighbor on their food sovereignty project, which is pretty exciting to see out there on the Rosebud Reservation. So that's where we are headed this morning. We've got another pit stop after this one before our current adventure comes to a very short close. But yeah, we'll take you along for the ride as usual.
So I'm Sage Fastdog. I greet you guys with a good heart, good intentions, and we're at the Children First Elementary School located in Mission, South Dakota, on the Siċaŋġu land, which is known as the Rosebud Reservation, and this is where I work. I now work as the head of school and yeah, head of school, but I'm also at just fill up any capacity I can. So like today I was working in the classroom. So when a group of us were in high school, back in 1997, 98, we really reflected on like the education that we were receiving, and we were young and we thought, well, maybe we could create our own school that would really reflect who we are. We have to be the ones to step forward and just show it. We can talk about it and say that we're going to do this for our community. It's actually just having the courage to say, okay, we're going to design a school, we're going to step out, we're going to do it. What we were used to in growing up, a lot of our food came from the commodity program, and so a lot of it was this white flour or bleached flour and really high starch, and so what we're trying to do is trying to reverse back to foods that were good for us, that give us energy through the day, that really help with our brains and development of our, of our bodies. So reintroducing the buffalo hollow to the kids in a variety of like dishes to kids, that gives them an option to see buffalo meat differently. But it also reintroduces the taste back into their DNA. Buffalo meat is really good for them. It's a real high source of protein, which they need, for the development of their muscles. And then also with reintroducing to them like the natural foods that you can harvest locally, but also introducing the kids to you know, to the the vegetables out there. Tatkanka is our source of food. It was our source of clothing. It was a source of shelter. It was also a source of tools that we were able to use, and it was also a source of spirituality. It's our responsibility. It's us taking our places back that belong to us.
Last time we talked, we were talking about unsaturated fats, added sugars.
My name is Katrina Fuller, and I am the Health Initiative Director at Siċaŋġu Co.
So today we're making the chicken hummus wrap. It's pretty simple. It's supposed to be good for a meal prep. So yeah, so I guess we could just start with chopping up the chicken into cubes.
As the Health Initiative Director, I run 4 programs. We have our Wodake school program, and that's a social emotional health school program that has more of a holistic family approach. And I also run our Food as Good Medicine program. That's a nutritional health and wellness coaching program where we help participants with their health goals, creating those goals and then working towards them during the 6-month program. I also, during the summer, run our home garden project, and in that project we help families build their garden. We provide them seeds, we provide them starter plants, garden toolkits, and what I find the most important is the labor. I always say it's hard to start your garden, and sometimes that's the only barrier families have.
So my name is Karen Moore. I am the Siċaŋġu Food Sovereignty Initiative Market Manager, and right now we are in the Keowakpala Gardens, just outside of Mission, South Dakota. So as the marketing manager for Siċaŋġu Food Sovereignty Initiative, my main responsibilities are trying to network and communicate with local vendors that we have to set up at our weekly farmers markets during the summer season from like May to October. I take lead on our mobile markets where we load up our cargo van with fresh produce and pantry goods from local Indigenous producers as well. And we go out to different communities around the reservation just to try and give people more access to like those fresh foods.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen, and we are in the St. Francis community right now on our Siċaŋġu Harvest pop-up market. We got some fresh goodies with us. Right now I'm gonna show you what we got. So 1 second while I flip this around. Check out all of this basil. Like, have you ever seen so much basil in your life? Look at it. This is all just like one thing of basil.
I grew up with like a lot of what was cheapest and what was fast because I grew up in a single parent household. And so we didn't always have time to like make these huge elaborate meals with fresh produce and like having our own garden and harvesting from that. And so seeing how eating like that for years has had health effects on family members, really like that's one reason why I really wanted to get involved in this work. And so now like I'm trying new foods that I wouldn't even have known about 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
If any of my coworkers are watching, please comment what peppers these are because I don't remember.
So before all this work started, I mean, just growing up here, there wasn't any farmers markets. I didn't know of anybody having their own gardens. I never even had buffalo until I was maybe in high school. I grew up not liking vegetables because all I grew up with a lot was canned foods and processed foods, because that's just the state of the grocery stores here. And so just growing up there really wasn't a sense of
what are indigenous foods? I think that was something I struggled with. What really inspired me to do the work was understanding like what are these foods that grow here, and how did people use them? How did our ancestors and our people use them? And so that really is what drove me to the work, I would say. During our community buffalo harvest, our Tatanka harvest, we invite community members to come out, and even people within our ecosystem to come out and join us. We always start out with a prayer. We always like to thank the buffalo itself for sacrificing itself so we can do this harvest and use the meat. Buffalo are, I would say, they're the original ecological warriors. They teach us how to be better relatives, and I think anywhere where there's buffalo the land's going to be healed, and it's going to be a lot better than it was before. And so that's the same thing for Lakota. There's a lot of grasslands that come back since the buffalo have been there on the land, and so having the land being revitalized also mirrors our culture well, is being revitalized as well. So it's really exciting to see this work being done.